I like to fancy myself a bit of an explorer. I'm curious, I tend to go find secrets where I don't belong. However, there is one secret that I have ever left alone. While I work, there is a door to the basement and it's particularly locked. However, as one of the higher ups in the business says, I have a master key. On the door, there has always been a huge keep out sign, which has always been slightly crooked, as if the person who put it there was in a rush and didn't care. I've always wanted to know what was behind the door, but I never had the chance to go exploring. Until that one day a few weeks ago, I was the last person to leave the night besides the janitors, and I knew what that meant. I used my key to open the mysterious door. It was difficult at first, as the lock was sticky, and it took a force for me to open, but then push as far as enough for me to squeeze through. Everything was dark. Thankfully, though, I had my phone light enough so I could find the light switch. The lights came on slowly, and they were dull. Two of them are dead, but one of them flickered. So I looked up the ceiling and noticed cakes with dust, cobwebs, and mold. Anyways, there was more to the room than a chair, a desk, and an old computer. And I wasn't sure what it was, but it reminded me of the one that I used to play as a kid. What could possibly be so bad about the computer that was so warranted with such secrecy? Well, I was to find out. I pressed the button and it turned on very slowly. And by slowly, I mean it took a full minute just to power on. And when I waited for it to load, eventually I saw the old Windows logo. But as soon as it showed up, it disappeared and the screen was completely black for a few more seconds. Finally, I was at the desktop computer when there was no other buttons. I moved the cursor around, hoping that something might just appear. So far, I was bored but not scared. Something did eventually appear. It was a small black window, though with green text. The text was complete gibberish, with a bunch of random numbers and letters. However, I soon realized that if you look at the numbers out, the letters spelled father. Confused, I decided to look closer of the window, assuming that it was some sort of strange glitch or something. But the window popped up again, but this time at the words, Father, I know you're back. The random letters were in this time, as if the computer was trying to figure out how to type when it wanted to. I'm nobody's father, I said, aloud, confused at most likely the fact that I was a woman, and therefore able to tell father anything. When I saw what came up on the screen, I nearly fell out of the chair. Father, why are you lying? I know it's you, but why did you leave me here? What the hell? I cleared my throat and said, I think you got the wrong person. No, I know it's you, Father. Why are you lying? I was actually talking to the computer. Yes, I was. But that wasn't the strangest part of the night. I'm sorry, Father, but I'm not really your father. Father, it must be you. You finally came back from me. Why are you lying to me, Father? I'm not lying. I was beginning to get frustrated. Listen to me, you dumb computer. That was a mistake. More words came on the screen after that line. Do you hate me, Father? What did I do, Father? Why did you leave me here? Why, Father? Why? Father, I miss you. Don't lie. Let me out of here. Please, Father. Why do you hate me, Father? Why? I had no clue on what was supposed to say. I said, I'm sorry, computer. You told me you'd be back one day. One day? 10 years? Why, Father? Now I had to start wondering if this was an actual person who had somehow been trapped inside a computer because of their insane father, but how was that possible? How did you get inside this computer? You did this, Father. Don't you remember? Why don't you remember? Why did you forget me? Something inside began to feel heartbroken for the computer. It sounded like so scared and so desperate. But what was I supposed to do? How can I get you out of there? You can't, Father. You told me it was impossible. You said that? Did you come back just to mock me, Father? Why did you hate me? Do you hate me, Father? Why? I missed you. Then a digital heart appeared on the screen, and I thought, it broke my apart, and the screen was corrupted by temporary static. When the window came back on normal, the text was now read. I hate you, Father. I waited for you. Why do you hate me? Why did you do this to me? Why, Father? Why, Father? Why? The text on the started getting faster until the Windows was scrolling most temporarily fast rate, and it was all just one repeated single word repeated why. I was just about done with the creepiness, so I got off my chair and began to pull the plug and yanked it out of the wall. The computer died. Then, seconds later, it started up again, extremely loud, static noise that sounded really easily and similar to a distorted scream. A scream that almost could have had me lose my hearing. A noise that I hear every time I listen from static from now on. Then it is electricity that shot through the wire, which I was still holding. Even though I let go of the second, I felt a shock. But somehow the computer was still sending electricity through my body. I screamed. The scream was flashing red, reading, "I will get you for this, father." The things that became a blur. All I knew is that I couldn't let the computer kill me. In one last effort, I used all my remaining energy to shove the computer off the desk. It broke on the ground and electricity ended. Before I fainted, I swore I saw a black cloud rising from the computer. I woke up in the hospital 3 days later, and the nurse told me that I had been found lying on the floor, unconscious and burned from the shock that I had received. She also told me that I would be okay soon, but she'd been worried a bit, because in my sleep I apparently kept muttering, "Why, father, why?" I still like to explore when I get the chance, but I would never forget what happened that night. I'm not sure if that spirit from the computer will ever let me. And that, my little pretties, was Why, Father, Why? A creepypasta written by Yawning Lion. Yawning Lion, I want to thank you so much for writing this story. Thank you so much for writing this story. This was highly appreciated. I really do appreciate you writing this story, and thank you for giving me permission to narrate this. My final thoughts on this story? I absolutely love this pasta, even though this pasta is actually pretty interesting. The fact that, there was this computer, having these weird texts and that, and, it's from an older computer. No, it's not from, a laptop or anything like that. I'm not sure what model this computer was. Might have been maybe one of the earliest mods for computer until they started coming up with new models for certain places, for certain computers. So yeah, this is actually a pretty interesting creepypasta. I actually found this creepypasta to be rather enjoyable. And yes, I could definitely say there was definitely a lot of time and effort into it. So I could definitely say right now that this story was absolutely amazing. I do appreciate was the grammar of this story was actually really good. It was actually really well made in regards to that. It was actually a pretty well interesting concept when it came to this. So I could definitely say I really do like how this went out. It was just very well done and made, and I really do appreciate that the story actually looked out well. It actually fit out well with the whole concept and ordeal. It was rather amazing, to say the least. Now, I could definitely say, this kind of takes me down memory lane. Like, to be completely honest, I used to have, one of these old school computers back when I was a kid, and my mom even had this back when she was growing up too. Well, even though they didn't have computers when she was a kid, but when she was a little younger before I was born, this was actually one of the computers she really liked, which was actually a pretty interesting concept with the whole thing. Now, I could definitely say I haven't played on a computer in a really long time, like an old computer. I haven't been on any of those old computers in a while because, one, I have my laptop and stuff like that, and two, well, I have my phone as well. And yeah, they don't make computers like those anymore. So, with that being said, yeah, I actually think that Pasta actually did a very good job on touching the subject. It didn't go cliche or anything like that. What I really do appreciate was the fact that the protagonist was a female, most likely. She goes downstairs, for a storage room that's been kept out. And the computer was saying that father, might have stuffed it in. Well, here's the thing. I think what could be the case, like, how would a person fit in a computer? Like, that would be quite impossible if you could really picture that. But I think what could be the possibility is maybe somebody actually put one of those in there, the words in there, and put it in a hard drive on the old computer. And I have a feeling what could be possible is that maybe the person who was having issues with their father was trying to send help. I think maybe that could be a theory on why this computer did what it did, but I really don't know, like, to be completely honest. Oh, and I have to say, the grammar is really good. I really do appreciate the good grammar in the story, along with the sentence structuring and the storyline. It's a really well made pasta. Yes, I'm gonna say right now, this is like an old pasta. I'm pretty sure that it is an old pasta. And I'm just gonna say right now that this was actually pretty amazing because, it was a really amazing and well story. So, yeah, it was actually pretty good, to be completely honest. So, I could definitely say right now that I really do like how this story went out. It was just flat out amazing. So, Yawning Lion, you did an awesome job for this story. This story was awesome. And I remember listening to this on Dave the Useless's channel, and I have to say, the story was actually really well made. Like, I gotta give props to the author. You actually put a lot of time and effort into the story. And, that's a very good thing because a lot of people nowadays who they put time and effort in pastas, they either sound the same or they're just trying to come up with something new, but they're just not trying hard enough. But this story, it did really good. I'm giving you props for that, author. That was amazing. Amazing, well done. It is freaky. Like, the protagonist passes out after she pushes the computer and then black smoke came up. I'm not sure if the computer was like overheating or maybe it was gonna catch on fire and that happened. Maybe the author could let me know in the comments below. Maybe that could be a possibility. Well, yet again, I'm not sure. But the story itself was actually pretty amazing and really well done. I know this is not really a long review, but it's 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the review. So, to the author, you did a great job with this story, and feel free to send me more of your stories so I can narrate them in the future. Okay, with that being said, I'm gonna say this right now that this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of the story, it gets a 10 out of 10. It's a really great story, really well made. It's just flat out amazing, and I definitely gotta say, there's definitely a great concept in it. So I could definitely say I really do appreciate how this story went out. It was just flat out amazing, really well done, and it was just really well made, and that's a very good thing because creepypastas with people when they're still making them, they still need to put more time and effort. But I could definitely say I love how this story went out. I like the concept. It was everything about it. Just flat out amazing. So, to the author, awesome job with this story. I definitely gotta say, you did a really good job. Okay, so anyways, what did you guys think about this creepypasta? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this story a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, please roll the outro because I'm out of here. And I'll be catching you all in the next video. So peace out, everyone. And as always, I'll see you all later.